I mean, the irony for me is that it seems like an economic catastrophe is the only thing that stands a chance of convincing his cult that they made a bad decision. And I think it's legitimate to worry whether it would even convince them in that case. I mean, a global depression might not convince the 30% of Americans who are truly in the cult. But, among the people I know who voted for Trump, who really, imagined that he, at a minimum, would steward the economy in ways that would be, if not advantageous for all of humanity, advantageous for them. I can imagine them recognizing that we all made a bad decision, or they made a bad decision in supporting him. If there's a sufficient economic downturn, the painful irony for me is that that's not the reason to have recognized how insane it is to have promoted this guy to the highest position of responsibility of anyone in our society. I mean, what's insane is that just before he shuffled out to the Rose Garden to announce these lunatic tariffs, he was meeting with Laura Loomer about national security in the Oval Office. That's what's insane about the Trump administration, right? We have grifters and lunatics and conspiracy theorists advising the president on how to manage, risk of nuclear annihilation with Russia and China and our other adversaries. I mean, it's just, I mean, and to say nothing of the fact that you've got RFK Jr. in there promoting anti-vaxxers and firing, half the staff of the FDA and who knows who else he's going to fire. Um, it's madness, right? That's the thing to be agitated about, and the fact that there could be an associated price tag with it is all too foreseeable. But in my mind, if you're going to come to your senses just because your 401k took a nosedive, you're still not. You still haven't pulled your head out of your ass. This is a disaster on 100 fronts, and in 2 months, Trump has accomplished the unthinkable. He's ruined the reputation of our country, perhaps for a generation. I mean, he's convinced our allies that they can't possibly trust us, right? Um, because they can't trust us, right? We elected a moral lunatic to the office, and he's rescinded all of our treaty obligations effectively, single-handedly, and he's acting like we lost a war with Russia, right? Like last I looked, we had won the Cold War. It seems like we've lost it now, or we switched sides at the 11th hour, and now he's doing the bidding of a dictator who seems to be at the time we're recording this, seems to be playing him for a fool in the negotiations vis-a-vis the war in Ukraine, but um, who knows how that's going to come out? But the fact that we have announced to the world that we no longer stand with freedom-loving democracies that aspire to live the way we do in the developed world. We no longer stand with open societies against naked aggressors. We stand with aggressors because the guy covered in orange face paint may want a hotel deal in Moscow one of these days. It's mortifying, right? That's the thing to be agitated about. And yeah, so it's going to be it's just going to be an extra level of annoyance to see an economic calamity convince people finally that maybe this was a bad decision.